Ladies and gentlemen, and fight fans around the world, this is All Access MMA.
You know who my next guest is? Cody Stamann, back here on the program. He's going to be fighting Jimmie Rivera at Featherweight coming up here on Wednesday, July 15th. Cody, how's it going, man?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I did not get a fight booked at the last minute, though. Congrats on getting this. I know you like to keep active. When did you sign pen to paper? Because it seemed like we just found out about this fight, and then all of a sudden it's next week.
Yeah. So I was planning on fighting Jimmie in August, and then the Pedro Munoz test positive for COVID. That fight falls through. Frankie doesn't want to fight Jimmie or I. We both put our names in for that fight. And then I guess it just made sense for everyone that we just moved the fight up, and then we'd fight at a different weight class. So, obviously, you know me. I'm a big dude. I'm super thrilled about not having to cut to 35. And I think Jimmie is probably not nearly as big as I am, so he probably won't even have to cut at all. So, hey, it works out. And the only thing that sucks is that, it's not going to be in my backyard in Las Vegas.
A little bit of a travel time, this time around.
Yeah. I mean, I have to get on a quick flight over to the other side of the world, but, we'll manage.
Yeah, and after going, sort of your last fight, where you fought Kelleher at Featherweight as well, do you feel like we're going to get a better fight this way? Because both of you guys aren't really having to cut much weight. Not that he has to cut a lot anyways, but did you find that in the last fight that you felt like it was a better fight that way?
No, I don't think it was I don't necessarily think it had anything to do with the weight. I think it was just, I've been waiting to fight for a long time, and I was just itching to get at it. So, this time, I don't think 35 would even be in the cards for me right now. I'm a 45-pounder right now. I'm about the exact same size I was when I fought Kelleher right now. So, it's nice because I kind of know what to expect for the weight cut and for everything. You know what I mean? I literally just did it. I just got in the cage and just fought. So, all those feelings are still pretty familiar. So I think that's going to be a huge factor for me. You know what I mean? I'm just going to build on what I did at UFC 250.
Well, and you're riding that momentum as well, like you said, from the big winners there. Did you get much time off in between the last fight? Like you mentioned, you're sort of in shape and everything. How do you go about not overtraining for a situation like this?
Yeah, so I went home and I took a solid probably 7 to 10 days and just let my body heal, and then got back to work. And basically, like as soon as I got back to Vegas, I feel like everybody knew that I was going to be fighting in August because I was doing hard strength conditioning and I was doing hard sparring and, I was trying to get Benavidez ready. So, I was in the gym, as consistently as I would be if I was fighting. And so, as luck would have it, I am fighting now, and I'm super thankful that I didn't, dick off that whole time, you know what I mean? Because otherwise this it would be a lot more nerve-wracking for me. But, it's what I do, you know what I mean? I fight. I didn't really see, I couldn't find any reason why I wouldn't do this at this point, you know what I mean? Like, what difference is three weeks going to make for me? You know what I mean? Realistically, what's the difference? You know what I mean? 3 weeks and I have to lose 10 more pounds. You know what I mean? To not have to lose those 10 pounds and to do it right now, shit, I'm pumped. Put me on a flight. I don't care. I'll fly all the way around the world twice if I don't got to lose that weight.
Well, and I was going to ask you about that because you mentioned you were sort of at the same weight you were last time. Any concerns, though, about the travel? Because I know when you do fly in the plane, you retain water a little bit more. Is that something you've sort of, navigated through in your head of, how you're going to be able to cut weight and everything?
No, I'm not really stressed about it. You know what I mean? I'm just going to basically probably sleep most of the plane ride, wake up, get a workout, maybe go back to sleep. You know what I mean? This is going to be a super fast trip. I know exactly what I'm getting into. I'm going to quarantine when I get there, cut weight, work out in the hotel room, make weight, and then fight. It's not necessarily a vacation. I don't think I'm going to get to see Abu Dhabi. I don't expect to see anything. You know what I mean? I expect to see the inside of a hotel room and then the inside of a cage with Jimmie Rivera, standing across from me. That is pretty much all I would do anyways. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't go out in the 20 heat and go check things out anyway. So the fact that I'm going to get there and I have to, get right to business, that's 100% cool with me.
Did you know you're a betting underdog in this fight? The odds came out, I think the other day.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
You're like plus 115 right now. Are you going to tell your buddies to bet on you? I mean, I was surprised, to be honest, just because of the fact that he's had such a long layoff heading into this fight.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm surprised about that, but Jimmy's been around a long time. You know what I mean? I guess he deserves that respect, but shit, I've been a betting underdog almost every single fight. So, that doesn't seem like a big deal. You know what I mean? I've been a favorite in, I think, 2 fights, and it was my debut and my last fight against Kelleher. Those are the only 2 fights I've ever been a favorite in. So, and I've done pretty well as an underdog.
There you go. Now, when I talked to Rivera yesterday, he kind of said that he sees this matchup as like he's kind of fighting himself. Like both you guys are very similar in your style. Do you see it the same way, or do you see yourself, maybe being different in certain areas? What do you think of that assessment?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he would say that. Honestly, I think Jimmie is you know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? He's pretty consistent. He's been pretty consistent in his entire UFC career. He fights the exact same way every single fight. Exact same stance, exact same footwork, exact same combinations he likes to go to, exact same takedowns he likes. No, we're not the same. We're not the same. You know what I mean? There's things I can do that Jimmie doesn't even know. So, I guess I could see why, with his style that he would see, us being the same. But I've seen Jimmie fight every single person exactly the same. Jimmie knows what he's getting. I know what I'm getting when I fight Jimmie Rivera. Jimmie doesn't know, what I'm going to do. I fought Sterling one way. I fought Kelleher a different way. I fought everyone a different way. I'm more of a cerebral guy. I figure out ways to beat people. I study them and I figure out how I'm going to beat them before I ever get in the cage. And I've been really, really, really good at that. And I think, there's definitely a recipe to beating Jimmie Rivera. And, I don't even think he understands like the game plan aspect of this shit.
Now, he's fought a lot of tough guys. I'll give him credit for that. I mean, Marlon Moraes and Sterling, who you also fought, Petr Yan, who at the time of recording this is going to be fighting for the title on Saturday. Do you think it's a case of guys have figured him out, or do you think it's a case of him just fighting really tough guys, or do you think it's a bit of both, sort of looking at it from that perspective?
Yeah, a bit of both. He did. Yeah, he's been through the ringer. The guy's fought. He's fought everybody. He's fought a lot of really, really tough guys. And he's a tough guy. He's tough. Jimmie's really, really good. He fights to the death every single time. And, I think in the fight against Aljamain Sterling, I think that's somebody that figured Jimmie out. That's someone that figured out how to beat Jimmie, how to beat him without taking any damage, without ever getting hit. You know what I mean? Sterling is good at fighting like that. He's really good at moving he's really good at kicking and doing things on the outside. And then, Petr Yan, I felt like Petr Yan literally didn't do anything pretty much that whole fight. Like, if you watch all Petr Yan's fights, that was probably his worst fight. You know what I mean? Petr Yan he wasn't really offensive, but when he was offensive, he put Jimmie on the ground. I think that's the difference. Petr Yan was just waiting, and then, landing big shots. Maybe that's one recipe to beat Jimmie Rivera. Same thing that, Aljamain Sterling, fighting him on the outside, circling, throwing a ton of kicks, making him wrestle. That's another recipe to beat him. How I do it, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to find a way to beat him. And I've seen other people do it. I've seen other people solve this, and they're legit and I'm legit, and Jimmie, he's great at what he does, but I think that I've just evolved past what he's capable of.
In terms of training camp, you mentioned it a bit there, helping Joe B get ready for his title fight, which is going to be happening on the Saturday. Who else did you get to work with? What type of camp did you have leading into this?
Geez. I mean, I've got Vince Murdoch here.
Oh, nice.
TJ Laramie's here. He's at my house. And then, I trained a lot with another one of the younger guys, Chad Decker. He's pretty stylistically, he's a good matchup. But shit, my best training partner for this fight was Brian Kelleher. Like he was my he you know, like that fight, you know, having that fight and having something to build off of there, you know what I mean? Like that's the best training that you can get, you know what I mean? To be able to go back and watch yourself and you know, make adjustments and do things from there, and everything's still fresh in my head, you know. So I think I know I'm gonna be the absolute best Cody Stamann, you know, and I'm fighting a super tough guy. So, you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, absolutely being a household name after I beat Jimmie.
You mentioned Vince and TJ Laramie. Is it kind of nice kind of having the band back together a little bit for this training camp? Because I know you normally don't train with them like for specific fights, but you get to for this time with TJ obviously having Contender Series. Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool. They're goofy little dudes, both all added up. They look like, honestly, sometimes I'll come around the corner and I'll think it's TJ, but it's Vince. They walk the same. They're like the exact same size. It's pretty funny.
Awesome. How long's the travel time for you and everything? Have you got your itinerary yet?
Yeah, 15 hours, I think, is the plan.
But you like to, you're like me, you like sleeping a lot, you like getting the naps in, so I'm sure you'll probably do most of that, I would think, for most of the flight.
I'll watch some TV and then take a little nap, wake up in Abu Dhabi. I mean, I sleep like a baby on airplanes. I'm
the same way. It's got to be like a 3-prong attack. I got to get the earplugs, I got to get the airplane mask, and I got to get the airplane pillow, and then I'm good to go. Screaming baby, no problem.
Yeah, I've got everything. Soundproof headphones.
The Bose headphones. That's right. I have that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And the lay, you know, we're getting the lay down, you know, the nice.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's good. That makes a big difference. I've never had that before. I think that's awesome.
I'm watching movies and passing out. There's no doubt. That's my plane ride. I'm not worried about it. I've done these, you know, I went to Japan with Darren like 8 times.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So I've made these long flights before. I know what to expect.
Who's going to be making the trip down there with you? Who's going to be cornering you?
So Eddie and Casey, who were in my corner last time, they're going with Joe. So, you know, we're all getting on the flight together. They're going to corner me, and then Vince is also coming too. So got a solid little group of guys. It'll be nice, you know, because we're all going to kind of quarantine together, you know, so we'll be able to get the, you know, the hotel workouts and all that kind of shit in when we get there.
And we're recording this on Thursday. So when are you actually like heading down there?
Tomorrow.
Okay,
night.
Good. I got you at a good time then. That's great. How do you see the fight unfolding on July 15th?
Ooh, well, I think I'm going to be a puzzle that Jimmie's going to have a real hard time figuring out. I just think I'll be able to do more and fight at different ranges, things that he won't be comfortable with. You know, I think he's going to be swinging an air a lot. I think that's one thing you should expect, is that, you know, he kind of plants his feet and tries to just chuck 3-4 bombs at a time, and it works if somebody's willing to stand in front of you, and we're just going to trade. And I will do that a few times, but I think for the most part, you're going to be watching Jimmie chase me around and get popped up while it's happening.
Obviously, quick turnaround here from the last fight. I imagine the next fight, you do want to make sure it's at bantamweight, get a full camp, go in there. I know you like fighting at 45, but I'm sure for the rankings as well, they're going to probably factor that in, you know, with what weight class you're fighting at.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll fight at 45 again in August. Who knows? We'll see how everything shakes out. You know, I was planning on going back to 35 in August anyways. But, you know, after this fight, I think I'm going to take a little time. I'm not going to do another short notice fight in August. I probably won't fight again until the end of the year. I just want to, you know, this whole year has been absolutely insane for me. You know, I felt like I've literally been in a training camp every single day outside of maybe a week after my last fight. So, you know, I'm looking forward to getting a win next Wednesday, and then just taking some time to be away from fighting, because it's been months and months and months and months and months, and really no break, just nonstop training for a fight, falls through, fight. You know what I mean? Take a week, come back, getting other people ready. Oh, you're fighting again. Oh, okay, I'm back in camp, and then you said instead of fighting in August, you're fighting in July. You know, so it's been crazy, and I'm really just looking forward to having some time where I don't have to be a fighter and just get to be a normal ass person.
Love the honesty, man. Always good catching up with you, Cody. Really appreciate it. It's coming up here Wednesday, UFC Fight Island, Fight Night, whatever you want to call it. Jimmie Rivera, Cody Stamann at Featherweight. It's going to be an awesome fight. Cody, anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media, man? The floor is yours.
No, but I want to say this. You ever notice that Jimmie Rivera literally looks like Gerard Butler from the movie 300? Somebody told me this.
Yeah, okay, I can see it. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Gerard Butler, and now that someone told me this, I can't get it out of my head. That's literally how I see him. I see him like a little Gerard Butler. I can't get it out of my head. That's literally all I can think of. You said that. Is there anything you want to say? And I'm like, yeah, I want to say that.
Does that change your approach to the fight? Are you going to be like in the octagon thinking that you're fighting Gerard Butler, like his smaller brother or something? I don't know.
I'm fighting Gerard Butler's like midget little brother or something. I don't know. It's honestly, they're like identical. They're like built exactly the same, except obviously Jimmy's a lot shorter. It's crazy how much they look alike. Wait, I might do like a picture on Twitter and compare the two. I don't know.
Hype up the fight. Why not?
Yeah.